Hello, this is Dimitri with Ukidz LLC, UGears US. Today we're going to be assembling the Monster Book of Monsters, Harry Potter by UGears. It is one of the brand new models, just got released on the market, and we just got the shipment in a couple days ago. So first thing I'm going to be doing now is just making the assembly videos for you guys right away, and to make sure that most of the questions are answered. So let's see what brings us this box. We have nice little packaging here. I'm gonna put it aside. We have 1, 2.5 boards. We got instruction manual. We have a smaller board, so it's almost 3 boards. And let's see what we have inside of the paper envelope. I usually rip these apart just to make sure that everything is taken out, and I put it on the side. I do not throw it out until we actually done with the assembly. All right, so we got string, we have a couple rubber bands, we have sandpaper, which we're gonna put on the side here. We have candle wax, a spring. So this goes on the side, and let's look at the instructions manual. So the first page, as always, actually page number 2, is that make sure you're careful pushing the parts out. If they do not remove or put in together easily, use the candle wax to put a little bit of a lubricant on there. Page number 3 of the instruction gives us the symbols that you're going to see during the assembly. So we have exclamation mark, which means you need to pay attention. Sandpaper, we need to sand it. Obviously, a little candle wax with a gear and a toothpick. We need to wax the parts. When it shows a little fan with arrows, just check, make sure it's operating. Gears with arrows, meaning that mechanical component needs to be operating. 2 boards with arrow signs, meaning that we need to snap all the way. Scissors, obviously cut the part, and then if you see a little plus symbol right next to the part, that means there is a spare one available. Here on the side, we do have a helping tool on that little small board, number 3. It's on the bottom right side of the board. We can pull it out right away. The tool you can use to push the parts out, to remove the burrs, and to help you snap them together. All right, let's move to page number 4 and start our assembly. So the first thing is we are on board number 1. Let me rotate these, make sure we got it right. Board number 1, we need to remove part number 1. 2 of them. One is on the bottom right, and the second one is at top right. And then we need part number 2. Part number 2 is going to be on the bottom left. So first thing, we need to wax outside of this part number 2, all around. And we take 2 part number 1s. There's like a little tab, T, at the top, so it has to be at the top, towards the top. And the bottom side, that's what's gonna go inside of part number 2. And then we need to push it, let's see, all the way to that little step. And if it doesn't go in, use a little bit of wax to wax it on both sides, and for the part to slide in. Next step number 2, we need our metal spring. Take it out of the plastic bag, and let's see, so we need to insert this little part from the top. That's going to go into the longer side B, so underneath the part number 2. And we need to put it down so the little tab, little tongue piece here, it's facing, the opening is facing clockwise direction, so it's going this way. The little lip is facing that direction, and we insert this from the top. As we insert it, the little flat piece in the middle needs to go right in between 2 parts number 1, so kind of like wiggle it together to separate it a little bit. Make sure we can insert it. There you go. And it goes all the way up to that little ring. o-ring or washer, whichever you want to call it. As we do that, we need part number 3, which is on the bottom right of board number 1. That's going to go also waxed all around, and that's going to go from underneath onto the B side of those part number 1, from the same side as you inserted number 2. We're going to go from the bottom here to lock these guys, to lock the spring in. So we need to push it as far as it can go. And make sure it stays in place. All right, that's our A1. We're gonna put it on the side. Next step, number 1 on the bottom middle of the page, number 4. We need part number 4. It's right at the center at the top. And then these little tabs, rotate the part or flip the part so the tab is facing also clockwise direction. So is this facing the clockwise direction? We need parts number 5. They're on the bottom right here. We need all six of them. Bottom left, I apologize. As always, my right and left. And let's see, take these all out. For the actual part, we need to sand outside of it. You can use either the little sandpaper that is provided with the kit, or you can use your own. I use the little precision files. They're readily available pretty much anywhere. Amazon, Harbor Freight, Home Depot. So looks like this tool. And so little connection points, you might want to just go over them, make sure there is no burrs and sharp edges. And then we need to apply wax all around it for smoothness of operation. Right, once again, we're looking at it so the tab is facing clockwise direction. We're going to insert the part number 5 from the top all around into the opening. So 3 openings on one side, 3 openings on the other side. And then once we're done with that, our A1 is going to go from the top into that opening, and make sure the lip is facing clockwise direction. Moving on to page number 5, let's see, and we need part number 6. So our spring, let's see, we're gonna face this down. These steps gonna go, one on the left side is gonna go towards the top, on the right hand side is gonna go towards the bottom, and we need to make sure that our spring exits. Where does it exit? It doesn't show. No, it does. So it has to exit between here, or go inside, right? And all right, a little bit not confusing. So we have this tab and this tab, so the spring needs to go in between these two tabs. So as you insert it, make sure you play with it a little bit and make sure that's the case. Right, so you may need to open it up a little bit or close it down, and just need to make sure that it goes inside, just like this. And so everything is inside or opening, and it gets on the outside of these little tabs in between the one that is facing towards you and the one on the right at 90 degrees. Alrighty, and then as that is done, then we put part number 6 over the top. Part number 6 going to be in the top right of board number 1. We just need to match these little guys, the tabs. Make sure the tabs match, and then once they match, we push it all the way down. So our spring, you might want to play with it, this little component here. Make sure the washers are within the part number 6 and number 4. So it's flat on both surfaces. And if as this is completed, we need 4 more part number 5s, or 6 more. They're on the bottom right of the board. Number 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 6 of them, and 1 is at the top right. And these are all gonna go onto the center of part number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then step number 5 on the bottom of page number 5, part number 7. It's in the top left of board number 1, and part number 8, which is going to be on the bottom right here. And part number 8 needs wax all around. So part number 7 is going to go over the top, and we're going to snap it right into these part number 5s. Might need to wiggle these little 5s with your helping tool a little bit. Make sure it lines up nice and clean. And then part number 8 is going to go over parts number 1 that are sticking out. All the way until it's flush with the surface. And then step number 6, we need part number H1, which is on board number 2. Let's see where it's at. Helping tool, H1. Is it board number 2? It is. It's right here on the middle, right at the middle on the right hand side. This is our H1, and then we're gonna go put it over, and we need to rotate it in clockwise direction as this lip, once again, facing clockwise direction. So we just wind this up, and we need to make sure that if we set it up correctly, this lip, let me wind it up first, almost to the end. So if we set it up correctly, and if everything is done right, these 2 tabs, one is on the left hand side facing towards the top, the other one's on the right hand side facing towards the bottom. The spring's gonna go in between the tab, now part number 5 that is facing you on the bottom there, and the one on the right hand side at 90 degrees, right in between here. So the lip needs to hook onto that little tab that is facing towards you on the bottom. So as you wind it up, it should snap almost right onto there. It's not gonna go all the way in, and you can just push it in, release this helping tool, and use your the other helping tool, H1, to push it in. Make sure it says on number 5, nice and tight. And that's our A2. Moving on to page number 6. Move the A2 to the side. We need step number 1, we need part number 9, which is that large part with the circle in the center. So we're gonna remove that, make sure circle is facing you. And we need parts number 10 and 11. 2 number 10s, bottom right of board number 1. And part number 11, there's also bottom right. Looks like we don't need to wax these guys. Just make sure you clean and they're nice and solid. And then we're gonna take this part. There's 2 tabs on like inside, and then on the right and left. So we're gonna put a little bit of wax on the top and the bottom there. And first 10's gonna go over. Then you push it in or outward. And then 11 is gonna lock the 10 in. Make sure the 10 spins. Same thing on the right hand side. It's gonna put it over and move it towards the outside, and then do port number 11 to lock it in. And once again, make sure it spins nice and easy. So work it in a little bit as it's spinning. In step number 2, we're gonna take our sub-assembly and we're gonna put it over this little opening. Just need to make sure that it needs to slide in right into this rectangular opening. Line it up. Put a little bit of wax on there. Will make it easier to go in. So the way it goes in, it's split horizontally like this, or vertically. No, never mind. The split in between two parts, A is vertical like this. Here it is. And then there's a little pre-cut. If you put a little bit of wax, it's going to be easier to put it in. So now your thing is right on the top. And step number 3, we need to put port number 12, which is on the right hand side a little bit above the middle. All the gears, and we're going to need to wax it on inside. This is extra. We're going to need to wax all these little gears on inside and on the outside. So now we have to go over and apply wax to every single tooth as you go around. I see a couple burrs on here, so I'm gonna go back with my helping tool to remove those guys. And in addition, if you'd like, you can actually go in and sand every single tooth, which will make the operation much easier and easier to run it in and make sure it operates and or gets to the operating condition faster than if you just wax it all around. All right, well, all around, I'm gonna take the helping tool, remove the burrs that I have, just in between the gears. Everything is nice and clean. Clean up my desk here. And that part number 12 is gonna go over. So the internal teeth need to face counterclockwise direction, and that's the way it's gonna go in and over these little tabs on a part number 4. And then as we're done with that, we're gonna need to lock it with parts number 13. They're on board number 1 on the left, a little bit below the middle. So those are gonna go into these 2 holes and these 2. Okay, and to keep the gear in. Make sure it doesn't fall out. So, and we need to snap it all the way in with a little tab sticking out towards the gear to keep it in place so it doesn't fall out. Let me check, make sure we're still recording, and we're good. And that's our step number 4. Step number 5, we need to take our nylon thread and do something with it. Make a little loop. All right, so we just need, let's see, wrap it around, make a loop, go over, underneath, and in. All right, and so we're gonna keep it this way. And now we're gonna take the other end, and that other end will need to go let's see, our tab's gonna go up and down. Let's see, rotate this to make sure that the little lip is facing downward, and then we're gonna go on the left hand side. There is at the top in between part number 7, that part number 5, we're gonna go inside on here in between number 5. Whichever side. In between number 5, this on the side, and we need to weed it out. So push it in. It needs to go on in and out in the next tab. So I'm going to use my helping tool, or try to use the helping tool, to pull it from here. So it goes in right here, and it needs to come out on the left hand side. I do have a little helping paper clip that is straightened out, so I'm going to use that to grab it and pull it. So it needs to go in right before and out right after. And let's see. And we wind it. Put a little knot on there. I'll do 3 times, I guess, just to be on the safe side, so it doesn't pull off. Nice and tight. It's not gonna go. And that extra that you have, so it's just a regular knot, same thing as we did. Loop it over, underneath, and you're done. Just like we did on the other end. Loop it over or under, bring it in, over and inside the loop, and that's your knot. All right, so we are done here on this side. Moving on to page number 8. We still have, and then the second, I'm not sure why do we need the other loop. Oh. Okay. I guess we needed to go through that loop, but too late, maybe. I don't know. Let's untie it. I don't know, can we untie it? I see what's going on there, but I can't untie it anymore. Well, whichever way works for you, as long as it doesn't nice and tight in there. So instead of following the instructions, I created my own nut, which is good. And let's see, I need to wrap this around in a counterclockwise direction. Well, this guy is here on the left hand side, so and the extra length that needs to be visible on the sticking out towards the top has to be about 50 to 70 millimeters. And so in my case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's too much. We're going to need to do one more loop, and that's So as long your knot should be on the left hand side, when you wind it up or move that little piece out, we need to measure 50 to 70 millimeters, 2.5 inches, almost 3 inches. So let's see, from the edge, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I'll leave it as is for now. I think it's good enough. Or let it unwind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. All right, that's gonna go on the side. Step number 1 on the right hand side on page number 8 at the top right. We need parts number 15, 14, and 16. They're all on board number 1. 15 is in the bottom, a little bit to the left of the center line. 14 is a little bit to the top of it on the right of the center line. And number 16 will be right around that area, hopefully. Almost in the middle on the right hand side. 16 needs to be waxed. Part number 14 needs to that long tab needs to be waxed. And then part number 15, we wax the little hook on both sides. Needs to be away from you and facing towards you. And then part number 14 is going to go from the left with the longer tab towards the top. And then we're going to go from the right to the left. Push it in all the way and put part number 16 over on the tab on the right. That's A4. Step number 1 on the bottom left, we need part number 18 in the top right corner. Part number 19, center or on the left hand side, right at the edge. Another part number 19, there's a few of them, right at the center to the left of the center line. Gonna take that one out. And part number 17. Part number 17 is going to be on the bottom left or right of the center line. So 2 19s we do need to put a wax on. And then part number 18, we need to put wax on every single tooth. And remove the burrs and edges with the helping tool. Make sure it's on there. All right, so 17 is going to go through the center of part number 18, and part number 19 is going to go on the left and right hand side, and it should be about symmetrical. That's our A5. Clean up the legs here. Step number 1 on the bottom and the middle, we need 2 parts number 21. They are on in the middle on the right hand side, and part number 20. Part number 20 is going to be also on the right hand side, right in the middle. And there's a short and long edge, so the short edge should be on the right hand side. And then these guys, remove the burrs. We need to line them up. That flat surface is facing towards the counterclockwise direction, and they need to line up. So as we line them up, we're gonna put a little bit of wax all around on every single tooth. And we're gonna insert from right to left the longer part of part number 20. And let's see, it needs to go up to the step right here. So the longer piece is gonna stick out on the right hand side. as the flat surface is facing towards you. And then we need part number 2, in step number 2, we need part number 22. It's on the top left. We need to wax as this little tab away from you. We need to wax the right side, or cent, sorry. And then we need part number 23. It's a little bit above the middle on the right hand side. That needs waxing on every single tooth. All the gears, all the washers, everything. We need to wax them up. And let's see, so 22, right, the hole that is closest to you, that's where part number, little sub-assembly that we just made is gonna go through. And then we're gonna put 23 on the other side, lock it in as far as we can. It's gonna have a little bit of a movement inside that little opening. Moving on to page number 9, we're gonna need to put parts number 19 on the front and back, or right and left hand side of that little part, little sub-assembly. So 19 is a little to the left of the center line, a little below the middle, and 1 is on the bottom left at the edge. Both of them need to be waxed. All around. And we're gonna go put it over these little parts. Left and right. Step number 4, we need part number 24. That's gonna be on, let's see, board number 1, top left corner. And part number 17. 17 is gonna be, let's see, bottom left. So 17 is going to go into the rectangular hole that is away from you when the gear is closer to you. It's going to be from the right hand side. Just insert it. It's symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which side you're going to put it in. And then 24 with the longer piece, it's going to go through the hole that is closest to you, the rectangular one. And it's going to go as far as you can push it in. Step number 5, we're going to need part number 25. Oh, and we need our A5 that we assembled. It's going to go in the center hole here, with the gears interlocking with this little gear that we just inserted. And let's see, now we need part number 25, top left corner of board number 1. And same thing, we're just going to do on the left hand side, we're going to do a little bit of a sanding here. Make sure it's nice and clean, and then we lock it up. And part number 19 is going to go into within these 2 holes. So line it up, smack it together, and we need to make sure this gear rotate and then played with it a little bit so they are nice and smooth. So now we're going to turn that sub-assembly around. The gear is away from you now, and we're going to need two parts number 26. They're on the bottom right. One is a little bit to the right of the center line, and one is at the edge. As we insert those, the hole, the side where the hole is closest to, that's going to go into the gear, or I mean into the sub-assembly here, into port number 22, if I remember correctly. Yep. So the hole is closer to 22. Then we're going to need to insert A4 is going to go right into this little hole. Not the one the further away, but the one that is in the middle. So there's 3 little holes in there. So it's going to go in here, and it's going to go like kind of like a little pendulum. And then we lock it up with port number 27. Port number 27 is right above the middle on the right hand side of the center line, with the little tabs facing down and away from you. And it's going to go over and lock these mechanisms in. And we're probably going to need to work it up a little bit. It's gonna go rotate it only one side now. All right, that was page number 9. Moving on to the page number 10. It's gonna go on the side, clean up the working surface here. Step number 1 on page number 10, making sure that we're still recording. It's gonna be part number 28 on board number 1, top right corner, 2 of them. Part number 29, they're a little bit below the middle on the left hand side, and part number 30, top right. Let's see, clean up the part number 30, clean up all the burrs and edges. And now we need to wax every single tooth all around. As it is waxed. All good. The parts number 28 we're gonna put together, and the side with the little tiny hole that is marked, that's where the gear is gonna go onto. And we're gonna push it all the way to these holes. There's a little step in there. And then our part number 29, we're gonna combine them together, and they're gonna go on the left hand side, and it's gonna go as far as you can push it, so there's one little step. And I apologize, the kids are walked in and making a little noise, but it's okay. Hopefully they're not gonna make noisy, not gonna be noisier than me. All right, so we got these 2 parts together, and moving on to step number 2, we need parts number 31 and 32, 2 of each. They're all on the bottom of board number 1. So 31 is going to be 1, 2, and then 32's is going to be on the right hand side with a little hole. So 31 is going to go on first, as far I guess as you can push it, on the left side and right side. And then 32 is going to lock it in with the hole. That's the one with the hole. So now one's going to go in next. And then we're going to lock it up in step number 3. We're going to lock it up with parts number 31 on the bottom left. 2 of them. Left and right side. And then parts number 33 and 34, left and right. 33 is on the left hand side on the bottom left, right at the edge here. We don't need to wax that one, and that one's gonna lock it in, left and right. And then on the edge, it's gonna be 34, and they are right at the center here, a little to the left of the center line, and this one needs to be waxed. All right, I'm gonna use a new waxing stick because that one already destroyed. All around on both sides, and that's 34. It's gonna go on the left and right hand side. Left, lock it in, and right. Then we're gonna need to use 2 of our rubber bands, and we're gonna put it over the centerpiece. That is part number 31, no 32. For the traction, that's gonna be wheels. So that's a traction, and it can be like a little tires, rubber banded tires. All right, clean up the surface. Step number 1 on the bottom right of page number 10, we need part number 35, which is on board number 3. That's a little piece here on the top left with this little rectangular hole to the left side. We're gonna insert our A6 piece in its 4 holes from the back on the right. So the tabs needs to be towards the bottom here, and this is gonna go right into the board, snapping it all in. And moving on to the page number 11, our wheels with the gears gonna go in between here, locking, the gears gonna go here, locking with the gears that is inside, interlocking with the gear that is inside. And then we're gonna put in step number 3, we're gonna need to put parts number 36 on board number 1, right at the center here, on the left and right hand side. So here the thinner and longer portion is going to go into the left and right side, locking the wheels in. Let's see, and then we're gonna lock it up with boards number 37. They're on board number 3 on the left and right hand side at the top there. Oops. 37 and 65 is right next to it. And this one's gonna go with the tabs. These tabs, two smaller ones away from you, the ones that are angled and kind of down. So the top one is straight and then the one is down, and that's going to go on the left and right hand side. And they need to go all the way in, sticking out, yes. So flush here, so the tabs are sticking out a little bit. Left side and then right side. Make sure they're facing down once again. And then the next step is part number 5. We're going to need part number 38 is on board number 1 on the right hand side. This little longer piece. And that one's going to go with the longer tabs and straight, slanted or larger opening is going to be on the right side. That's going to go in the top 2 holes here. These two. That one as easy as I was hoping it to go. Oops. So we're going to put a little bit of our wax on here. Make sure their pieces are the right, oriented the right way. And then once I put the wax, it goes in nice and smooth. And then we're going to lock it up with port number 39 on board number 3 on the bottom here. That's the longer piece with the tabs facing down. We're going to go over and lock this in. Somehow. There we go. Left side and then right side or left and right, whichever way you look from, left and right. Right, and that's our A on page number 11. Moving on to page number 12. This is going to go on the side. Step number 1 at the top, we need part number 40, that's on board number 2. Right below the middle here. And then we have a little cluster of holes here that should be on the left hand side. And we're going to do part number 41 that's on board number 3. Cluster here on the bottom right. We need 2 of them right now. With the thicker portion is going to go into these 2 holes. That's going to be, let's see, after this L-shaped, there's going to be 2nd and 4th hole. So with this thicker portion is going to go into the part. We can use a little helping tool to straighten it out and insert it. And part number 42, board number 2, bottom left. Little line is going to be towards the bottom on the right. All right, that's our B1, and then B2, we need part number 43, similar scenario, except cluster and holes on the left-hand side. Same thing, we need 2 parts number 41. It's going to go into the 2 center holes here. 1 and 2. And then part number 44, also bottom left, board number 2, with the little dashes on the bottom. And this one twisted a little bit. Nice and tight, and that's our B2. All right, so we're gonna take our sub-assembly. B1, we're gonna turn it around. B1 is gonna go at the top while the dash is facing down. So we're gonna need to lock these guys all in. I'm gonna put wax on all of these little tabs. All right, start from the left or right, and then one by one snap it all around. And then the second one, B2, is going to go on the other tabs. Same thing, put a little bit of wax on there, also with the little dashes facing down. Make sure it snaps all around. Once this is complete, we're going to turn it around, and we're going to take our little sub-assembly with this string coming out. It's going to need to go into, looks like, this little tiny hole right here, or over, hold on. Let's see, so I'm going to turn it around. This surface, non-painted surface, is going to go towards all these clusters here. So as we're pushing it down, we need to bring the string in between here, just like this. And snap it in on the left and right hand side, while our gears interlock. So this gear and this gear on the bottom, they need to lock in as you're pushing it down. And just snap it all around. Including these 2 pieces on a side. That's our step number 3 on page number 13. These little tabs, they need to go into the board on the left and right hand side. As long as they line up. Little no. All right, let's pull it up a little bit. Gonna put a little bit of wax on these parts, or I'm gonna need, actually look how I can see it from the when I snap it apart a little bit. So I'm gonna do the one on the inside first, and then I'm gonna do the outside. So these little parts that are right next to the wheels on the left and right, we need to separate it slightly. And I'm gonna check on inside push on this little tab so it lines up with the hole. Push that one first and then snap it onto the side. That's my approach to it. All right, and once we're done with that, we're gonna take our string, which unwound a little bit. We need to wind it back in. That's step number 5. Gonna bring it out, and we're gonna push it through the hole on the back here. Of the box. All right, pull about 50 millimeters. And we're gonna need part number 45 in step number 1. That's on the bottom right here. And we're gonna do as before, put a little bit wax on this end because it's falling apart. Let me check the time. It's gonna go through the hole. It's literally falling apart, so I need to cut it. Make sure it's still intact and then push it through, because otherwise it falls apart, separates. And we need to do a little nut twice. I probably afterwards will use a little bit, or not a little bit, but a lighter, just to get it tight and make sure it doesn't unwind. And cut it off. And let's see, so we need to check pull, and it's supposed to go back in. Unlock. 3 to 5 times until it winds it up by itself. And make sure you wash that string, because it needs to be going onto the drum, because if it doesn't, then you won't be able to wind it up again. Because in my case, so let's play around with it a little bit. I'm gonna take a short break. Need to feed the kids and animals. There we go. Unwound. Unwind the spring. All right, need to do some fixing here. Make sure, once again, make sure, don't make my mistake, make sure the string, it stays within the drum, because if it doesn't, then we get a winding problem. It gets overlapped and tight on the top portion here, and that creates an issue. And I think it was my fault. I was supposed to tie it up. The gap wasn't supposed to be there. So it is my fault in assembly. I think I didn't pay close attention to everything that was on there, but we'll fix it. Just need to wiggle around with it a little bit. I think I was supposed to push this part in to make sure that it's not doesn't have a gap, but so let's see, need to make sure it doesn't unwind while I'm fixing this. There you go. All right, guy in. Here you go. All right, now we're gonna play with it for a little bit and I'll get back to you. Okay, so after a little break, coming back to you with the continuation of this. So we need to make sure this runs, and here you go. This is what I was afraid of, that we do need to put a little bit maybe of wax or something like that in order to tie this up. It's just a regular nut doesn't work. Let's see. A little bit, maybe like a drop of glue on here, something like that, so it doesn't come apart. Let's see, I have a glue. Just to make sure that knot doesn't fall apart. Okay. So we need to do it until it's nice and smooth all around, right? So right now you see some hesitation in it, so we need to make sure everything lines up. So we see some hesitation, but it's already running smoother than it was in the beginning. So continue playing with it until you get nice and smooth motion. And that's what I'm going to be doing for a little bit here. Almost there, so a few more times. As you can see, it's now running much smoother than it was in the beginning. Almost there. A little more. to wind and unwind nice and smooth all around, all the way. A little bit more maybe. A couple more times. I think this is going to be the last one. All the way in, all good to go. All right, so we're done with B. Now we're on page number 14, step 1 on our top right side. So we need part number 46, which is on board number 2 on the bottom right here. We need parts number 48. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 top right, 1, 2, bottom right actually, a little bit below the middle, 3 here, and fourth one is right above 46. There's a spare one on the bottom here. And then we need part number 47. That looks like it's on board number 1, bottom left. So let's see, part number 47 is going to go right in the center 2 holes here. And it seems like it needs a little bit of a wax on the tabs just to make sure it's easy to push in. And then part number 48 with this little shadow facing towards you. It's going to go into the 4 holes, so it's kind of like ice, 4 holes in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in the front. And then step number 2 on the bottom left, we need board number 49. This is on the top of board number 2. Part number 49, and then 2 parts number 50. There in the smaller board over here, I guess that's the 4th one, and top right and bottom right. 2 50s, and these guys will go, let's see, they're gonna go on these little 2 tabs that are here. We're gonna put tiny bit of wax on top and bottom. And with the tabs towards the top, we're gonna push it in. So like put it one on the left side and one on the right side and push them towards the outside. All right, and then step number 3, we're gonna put these eyes facing down, and these 2 tabs will go into the holes in the center. We might need to use the helping tool just to push all the way in, left and right side. And make sure it has the movement up and down. All right, moving on to page number 15. Step number 4, we need part number 41. We need 4 of those right now. They're on board number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with the thicker portion down, they're gonna go into the 4 holes right below these eyes. So this is with the thick portion, it goes right into the board. Guess we can push it down, not really against the surface because we already got the eyes installed, so the surface there is not exactly straight. All right, step number 2. Part number 2. So we need 4 total, and then we need to part number 51. And now part number 51, that's on board number 2. On the bottom right here, that one's gonna go straight up with the holes towards the top. Let's see. So the holes that are closer, they're gonna go towards the middle of the board. All right, so, and then you just need to make sure that part number 41 doesn't protrude from the bottom here, and locks the part in completely. Nice and flat. And step number 5, we're gonna do similar thing on these 2 holes, 4 holes, and install part number 52. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And these go into the 4 holes in the middle at the top. Should have probably have them done first before installing the eyes. Whatever these flashlights. Just put a little bit of wax on these guys. Let's see if it's gonna help on the thicker portion. And we're gonna have a couple more because I see there's at least 6 more number 41s left. It's a little more of a struggle. All right, these are in. Yeah, the helps a little bit. The number 52 right at the center there of board number 2, with the cutouts towards this opening. Make sure it's nice and flush. So the longer tab's going to be on the right and left hand side, whether it's a right piece or left piece. All right, step number 6. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 more of part number 41. I'm going to just take that whole thing out and we push 4 more parts out. I'm going to put a little bit of wax on the thicker ends. And these going to go, let's see, on the left 2 pieces. So there's 2 holes that are fairly far apart, and we need part number 53. That's on the top right of board number 2. It says monsters, and that one's gonna go with the word facing towards the left side. Right here. And then part number 54, we need 2 more pieces right into these two holes right at the center. 1 and 2. And this is going to be part number 54. That one's also on board number 2 and the bottom to the right of the center line. And then let's see, Monster's book is going to be facing the same direction. All right, make sure everything is flush and it's nice, sitting nice and tight. And that's going to be our C1. Next step on the right, step number 1 is part number 55. That's on board number 1, right to the right of the center line, a little below the middle. Part number 56, that's going to be on board number 2 on the bottom left. So here, we're going to need to wax where the rectangular hole is, that little top. And I'd say we need to put a little bit of a sand on here, because there is a connection point, so that's going to be interlocking or creating friction. So we put a wax on here, we put a wax on this little round off portion here in straight line, and then we put wax inside this little rectangular opening as much as you can on the top and bottom. And then part number 56, let's see, with the start facing towards you when the rectangular opening is to the left. So start, stop facing you. We're gonna push it in and up onto these two little tabs. Now we're gonna flip it upside down. Flip this cover upside down with the eyes facing you. Now we need this little sub-assembly. That's a step number 2. We're gonna bring it through here. Through this little tab, right? Gonna put a little bit of wax on the sides too. And it's gonna be under the angle. We're going to need part number 57, step number 4 on page number 16. 57 bottom right of board number 1. And we're going to bring it in with these two tabs facing towards the back. Then we're going to turn it and push it into these two holes, rectangular holes that are closer to the ice. And push it in. So this is going to go front and back like this, opening up and down. Step number 4, we need part number 58. That's the top right side. And then that one we need a little bit of a wax on the tab itself. And we're going to push it through the hole right here, so from the back. So if you're looking at it toward that hole towards the back, from the right side towards the left, I'm going to push it through here and make sure it's nice and flat. I'm going to use my helping tool to smack it in. Let's see. Now we're going to flip it upside down. And we're going to put two little parts number 59 through these two holes of part number 57 that we just pushed through. So parts number, these are on the little board 59, they're on board number 4, bottom left. So we need 2 of these for now. Little bit of wax on the tabs themselves, and push it through just to lock this part in. My helping tool, make sure they're all the way in. Now we flip it back upside down, and then we need part number 60 on board number 1, top right corner, and part number 61, that's on bottom left. So this guy, we need this little hammer that needs to be waxed right here. And part number 61, I'm gonna wax the tabs a little bit. This is gonna go through, push it towards, forward. Into these two holes, the ones that are right next to part number 57. So that's where it's gonna go. Snap it in. It's going to create a little bit of a spring effect. That was step number 6 on page number 16. Moving on to page number 17, and this is our interconnection here. So there's going to be a little bit of a spring effect here. All right, next one is part number 62 and 63. They're bottom left and middle left of board number 1. And 63 is going to go right next to this little spring mechanism to the right. And then 62 is going to go over these two little holes. It's kind of holding it down, make sure it doesn't pop up. Just right here, as far as it can go, and then we work it in a little bit. Next, step number 8 on page number 17, we need part number 64. I think it fell out. No, it's the longer piece right here. 64 is going to go with the decoration towards the front. It's going to go right in the front of this top cover. In, and then part number 65, one fell out and the other one is still in. It's going to go on the left and right with these little things facing down. Or up, whichever way you want to think about it. So down, away from you for now, at least. All right, and that's step number 9. We need part number 66, which is on board number 2 on the bottom. That's the red part. Let me make sure we're still recording, that everything is good. Yep. And this guy's gonna go over this little mechanism with the little L towards the right hand side. So push it in, a little tab here, and then we need part number 59. It's going to go in here. That's on board number 4, bottom left here. Also a little bit of wax on the sides. And it's going to go from the right side right into that hole. Use the helping tool to push it all the way in. A little tough, but here we go. Wait here until it clicks. Now, this is the way it is, so we need to push stop, start, and work it in a little bit. The little tiny mechanism. All right, moving on to page number 18. Step number 1, we need part number 67. It's on board number 4 on the top left corner. There's one spare just in case. I need part number 41, 2 of them, the last 2. and there's a spare ones left. I'm gonna put a little bit of wax, as we learned the lesson already that wax is needed for these little guys. And these gonna go with the tabs, these two cutouts towards the bottom, holes, these center holes towards the top. We're gonna put 41s in there. And then part number 68, which is on board number 2, to the left of the center line on the bottom, a little dash there that's towards the bottom. I'm gonna push it from the top. Make sure it sits all the way nice and flush. Add a little bit of wax on the tabs, left and right. And then this guy is gonna go with parts number 69. Parts number 69 on the smaller board. 3, bottom right. 2 of them for now. Let's see, these are gonna need to go onto the board. And they need to bend towards the table there, towards the bottom. And then once we insert them, we're gonna put them over here into our okay, you see, so we need to push them down and outwards. I'm gonna put a little bit of wax on these little tabs too. Yep. So over and here, and the same thing on the other side. And then we need 2 more 69s on the bottom right of board number 3. And same thing, so we're gonna need to push them in and towards the outside. Once again, make sure it bends towards the book. I guess this is the toughest to install. One side and then the other side. Make sure once again it's curved towards the inside of the book. So this rotates. Alrighty, and let's see, that was step number 3. Number 4, moving on to page number 19. Step number 5 is done. This is the way it is. Step number 6, now we need part number 70. It's gonna go from inside. There you go, 70 is in the bottom left of board number 3. He's gonna go put a little bit of wax on these guys. They're gonna go from inside into these little holes. So the tab's gonna stick into the hole for the parts number 69 not to fall out. So we need to line this up and push it in, make sure it locks in so it sticks out right here a little bit. It doesn't let the other part come out. It's okay on the right hand side. The left hand side is going to be a little bit tougher because there's not as much room. So we're going to play with it a little bit, line it up, and then use our helping tool to give it more line and push it in so it locks in and keeps it inside. Maybe you want to adjust it with a finger. And that's with the step number 6. Step number 7, we need to come in with the start stop facing towards the top, and it's gonna go, the cover is gonna go through here. Little tabs on the right and left hand side through the little cover that we just installed. Should have probably, awesome, yeah, it is correct. With the start pushed in, so the eyes are open. And let's see, page number 20. I need to put parts number 59. They're on board number 4. Once again, a little bit of a wax on the tabs. And these gonna go through these little openings from the outside towards inside. Make sure they snap in, click together to lock it in. Otherwise, you're risking for these to fall out. Locked in, and that's our C3. Next, push it towards the stop, pull on a spring, start, and oh, and it runs away from me. So just because we worked it out, it locks in and works all the way 3 to 5 times. So make sure we work it in. Okay, close the book. Next step, you need to make these little corners. Step number 1, and we need to make 6 of them. They're all board number 4 and 2. All right, let's see. Step number 1 on the left, C4s. We need part number 71. 71 is going to be on the bottom here, outboard number 4. We need 6 pieces, so let's see. Work them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Need a helping tool. They don't come out very easy. Boom. Here we go. And we need part number 72. Let's see. Bottom right, outboard number 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and then 72 is going to go with the flat portion towards the center. It's going to go on the bottom on the single tab of that part number 71. Not where the double tab is at, but where the single one is at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. last one. 6 of these guys. That's going to be C4s. Now we need part number 73. That's middle right of board number 4, and we're going to need 4 of these guys. And then part number 74 and 75. 74. And then 75 right below it. It's on the right hand side of board number 2. All right, let's see how this one goes. This one, we got round off pieces. It's kind of hard to tell which one is which. So there's 2 pieces, 1 and 1. So there's kind of like 2 angles. So the one in the middle, so 2 pieces going to go towards the top. The larger side of trapezoid of that part number 74 is going to go towards the top, towards those 2 pieces right in the center. And then 75 round off portion towards the outside, kind of like makes it almost a seat. One, 2, once again, 3 sides. There's 2 tabs, 1 tab, 1 tab. So 1 tab in the middle. The longer portion towards that 2 pieces, or 2 tabs. Shorter towards the outside, towards the single tab. And that's our C5. Then C6, part number 76, also 4. Our top right of board number 4. And then part number 75, 4. On a single tab with a round off portion towards the outside. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let me double check, make sure we're recording, we're all good. Now that's going to be C6, and then C7, 2 of part number 77. And 2 of part number 75. Also 75 is going to go on this little single tab towards the bottom. All right, and now all that's going to go onto the book itself. Part number, let's see, C4. Going to go in the corner here on the right hand side, so we need 2 of these. A little bit of wax on the tabs. So this is going to go right in the corner. 2 portions, 2 pieces. And then C5s, that's on the right hand side. 2 of them towards the outside. And then C6 towards the center. Wrong one. And then C7, that was C6, wait, C5, C5s, confused. C7 on the edge, C4, C6, C5, C7, and C6 gonna go right here towards the center. Let's see, same thing on the other one. Well, no, a little bit different. C5, this guys. Then C6, next one, that's from the center we're going. Now C4, 2 on the corners. And C7 right here. Have to mix it up. Move out to page number 22. Flip it upside down. It's on the bottom. Closer to U side. C6 is the closer to the center line. C5. Second from the bottom. And C4 on a corner. A little bit of oval wax. On the edge. Same thing towards the bottom, so C5 first. Well, not same thing, a little bit of different sequence. So C5's first. C6 is going to be the second one. And then C4 is on the edge. And that finishes up the assembly. C. There you go. All right, and then little teeth. Step number 1 on page number 23. We need part number 78 and 79. 79 is on bottom right of board number 2, or bottom left of board number 2. And then 78 will be on board number 3. So there's 4 of 78s. With the tab and the step towards the top, teeth towards the bottom. Tab is away from you. So this little step towards the top, tab is away. Make sure they're the same direction. And then step number 2, similar one, is port number 78 on the top right of board number 3, and port number 80 on the bottom left of board number 2. Teeth towards the top, little step towards the bottom, tab is away from you, left and right hand side. Put a little bit wax on the tabs. And then the top portion is going to go into the holes here. That's part number 79 at the top. And we might want to open this and make sure it sits nice and tight. And then the teeth on the bottom is going to go on the bottom portion here. So you need a little bit of a leverage on the inside. Just like this. step was supposed to be towards the bottom, not towards the top. So we're just going to flip it. And put it back in. And that's the teeth, and that's our sub-assembly D. And we're done. So this is the end of the assembly. We need to push towards the stop. Lock it in. Push it in. Lock it in so the little tab comes out here. Now we can push the string all the way out. Put it on start, and then off it goes. Our little monster book of monsters. So that completes our assembly. Pretty cute little thing. Harry Potter, the Monster Book of Monsters. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. You can either leave the comment on the bottom under this video. You can send us email to info@ugears.us, or you can email the manufacturer directly at customerservice@ugearsmodels.com. Please do not forget to like and follow our channel for more videos. I'm going to be recording pretty much every single new model that it comes out. Any feedback, please contact us. Also, don't forget, for all the cool, exciting models on UGears.us. We do have more product and toys on UKidzToys.com. That's UKIDZTOYS.com. This was Dimitri with UKids LLC, UGears US. We'll see you guys with the next video. And thank you for following and subscribing to our channel. See you soon.